This is crazy. I read that flights in Arizona had to be canceled today because of extreme heat. Yeah. It was so hot on the planes, United was dragging passengers down a slip and slide. Yeah, it was so hot it was.
Wow. Planes couldn't fly, cars wouldn't start, and AC unit shut down. Phoenix's heat-pocalypse last week broke record-high temperatures 1 year after another June heat wave set records here. Most alarming, heat-related deaths in Maricopa County are soaring from 51 deaths in 2007 to 130 last year. June and July, the deadliest months, accounting for 7 in every 10 deaths. So why does it feel like the valley is burning up in June, and why is that death toll soaring? And what can we do about it? Joining us this morning is Professor David Hondula of Arizona State University's Global Institute of Sustainability. He's an expert on extreme heat and our health, exactly what we want to talk about today. Welcome.
Thank you.
How much hotter is Phoenix today than it was, say, 10 or 20 years ago?
It's a different story if we're talking about daytime or nighttime temperatures. Overnight is really when we've seen the greatest warming. Compared to 5 or 6 decades ago, we're something like 10 degrees Fahrenheit warmer in the center of the city than we were in the past. Daytime highs haven't warmed as much, maybe 2 or 3 degrees Fahrenheit over the same time period, but we're certainly getting warmer, and all indications are that it will be an even warmer future.
So that's really interesting, because the people who've lived here longer than I have, I've been here 17 years, they point to that, saying the nights were much better. So what's going on at night? Why is it heating up?
We think the way that we've built the city, the way we've designed the city, not Phoenix, but all cities around the world, is driving regional climate change, a local signal that's very important in affecting our temperature trends. The materials we use to build the city, the geometry of the city, the building angles, the heat we emit into the atmosphere from our cars, our air conditioners, that's all contributing really to this nighttime effect. And it's a strong signal, a very strong signal.
That's interesting. You're not necessarily bringing up climate change into this conversation, but
it depends what we mean by climate change. Okay. I think it's a two-headed beast here in Phoenix. There's this locally driven climate change that's related to our urbanization, but there's also the global signal that's affecting us as well. And the relative importance of those two to each other is going to be interesting to keep our eyes on moving forward. They're likely going to be roughly on the same order of magnitude in importance. And it's this local signal that we don't talk about as much. The global signal gets a lot of attention, but we need to pay attention to what is happening with our local form as well.
What we see in downtown Phoenix, and I do live downtown, is it's growing exponentially right now. So is that a bad signal for the future?
Well, there are trade-offs. We appreciate having large parking lots that make it convenient to go shopping. We appreciate having roads that make it possible to get around our city conveniently, but those do contribute to local heating. And I think we're seeing the conversation begin to turn in the region in reconsidering some of those design strategies and thinking about how we might be able to offset some of that urban heating.
So let's bring it back to that graphic I showed about the rising death toll, grown by 2.5 times since over the last 10 years. How does the overnight heat play into that, or what other factors are at work there?
I think it'd be hard to imagine that the weather doesn't have a role in driving those trends, but I think if we're thinking only about the weather, we're thinking about this a little too simplistically. The summertime temperatures don't perfectly correlate with the statistics that you showed earlier. And I think we need to think as a community more broadly about what could be driving those trends. Certainly population and a changing age structure comes into play, but what are the social service programs and how well have those been supported? Is it possible that there were programs that were not as well supported in 2016 that were in 2015 that left people in harm's way? I think that's where we need to be directing some of our attention.
And a recent news story I read, you said we need to answer that question to understand how we're going to live here. So what are the best answers right now, and how do we get at them?
Yeah, as climate researchers, we do a very good job of thinking about and measuring the weather, but we don't do a very good job of measuring some of the other factors that affect how people are able to cope with the weather. Even something as simple as air conditioning, we don't have really good data about over a long term to understand the role of air conditioning in affecting the conditions people are experiencing indoors. And then how do we evaluate what the role of homeless service programs is, for example? That's not something that we've done a good job as a research community connecting with some of our partners who understand how those programs work, how to measure them over time, and how they might fit into those statistics that are quite alarming.
So just to bring it back to what can be done, I hear you saying, as citizens, we need to take a harder look at the environment around us and how our cities are growing.
Yes, sir.
Is that number one?
That's number one, and it's certainly an important part of the story. I want to encourage you and the viewers that this is an issue our public health agencies and our local weather service is taking very seriously. There are many strategies that are involved in not only helping keep the city cool, but also keep our residents safe. Some of that involves the improved messaging strategies the National Weather Service is using. Some of that involves collecting good health statistics. The County Health Department has the best program to do so in the country that generates those statistics. But we do need to think about design. We do need to be thinking about supporting the social service programs that help protect our most vulnerable when heat occurs.
So not too long ago, there was a prediction that by 2100, just 83 years from now, Phoenix could reach a daytime high of 130 degrees. You buy that?
Observations don't support that yet. We'll see. Predicting the future is very hard, and especially the hottest day of the year is something that we have a very hard time forecasting thus far. What the observations do support is a longer warm season, more hot days, more of these days that are in the 115 to 120 degree range that have certainly captured our attention, have caused some adverse impacts, and are uncomfortable to all the citizens and residents and visitors to our region.
All right, Professor David Hondula, thanks so much for joining us. You could follow him on Twitter where he's doing, 100 days of 100. See what he's seeing out there on our streets. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.